My name is Steve Babitsky, president of SEAK Incorporated. I'm here today with my partner, Jim Mangraviti, who's graciously agreed to assist us with a demonstration of what happens if you have a report, an expert witness report, with too much boilerplate language. Okay? Mr. Mangraviti, is this your 40-page report?
Yes.
And this is your original work, correct?
What do you mean by original work?
It's your report. You wrote it, correct?
I already said that, yes.
And do you know what boilerplate material is, sir?
I've heard that term before. Can you remind me?
Sure. It's standard language you use over and over again in your report.
Okay.
Okay. And this report has a tremendous amount of boilerplate language in there, right?
Well, I mean, I use boilerplate like all experts do, but I don't know if I would agree with the characterization that it's a tremendous amount.
Okay, well, page 1 is the introduction, and that's about the specific case, correct?
Of course.
Now, let's look at your report. Now, pages 2, 3, and 4, that's the standard introduction that you use all the time in your reports, correct?
Yes, I mean, this is language that is similar in most reports, yes.
Okay, so this is boilerplate, right?
I guess you could call it that.
Okay. Now, let's look at some other report. Now, page 4 of your report, that's actually about this case, correct? That's another page that you actually wrote about this case, correct?
Correct.
And now pages 5 to 10, that's your curriculum vitae, correct?
Right, that's my CV.
Okay. And that's, of course, more boilerplate standard language you use in all these reports, correct?
Well, my CV's in every report, right?
Okay. So right now, of the 40 pages that you have 2 original pages, correct?
I have 2 pages in my hand.
Right. Now, you wrote about the 2008 recession in this report, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the next 4 or 5 pages about that standard language you use in all your reports about the recession, correct?
Well, I only use this language in cases dealing with the 2008 recession was relevant.
Right. And you use this language, in those cases, you use this language over and over again, correct? The 2008 recession is not going to change now, right?
In those cases, right.
Okay. So this is more standard boilerplate language from this report that you use, correct?
It's language I've used before, correct.
Now, you have the same methodology in a lot of these cases, correct? You do the same thing, different cases, same methodology you use over and over again, correct?
Correct. I don't reinvent the wheel, sir.
Right. And in this report, you have a fair number of pages with the standard methodology you use in these kinds of cases, correct? And these are the pages with that, right?
Yes. What I do is I give a detailed description of my methodology so that everybody can understand what I did.
Right. This is more boilerplate or standard language, correct?
It's used in multiple reports because I use the same methodology.
Okay. Now, eventually in your report, you come to your conclusions, correct?
Of course.
Okay. And in this report, you have 2 pages of conclusions, correct? And opinions.
Yes.
Okay. So, sir, of the 40-page report that you started out with, most of which is now on the floor, crumpled up, how many pages of original work do you have left in your hand?
There's 4 pages in my hand, Mr. Babitsky.
And do you still maintain, sir, that this was your original work, or isn't it really true that almost the entire report is made up of boilerplate language, standard language, that you use over and over again?
I guess I don't know how to answer that question.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so what we've just seen is a demonstration of what happens to an expert witness that has a lot of boilerplate language or standard language in his reports. Jim and I run into this all the time with expert witnesses. They develop a routine, they have standard language, and they use it over and over again. And this can be very troublesome for an expert witnesses. for an expert witness. We've had numerous cases in which expert witnesses have gone into a lot of trouble by using standardized language. As a matter of fact, sometimes if you give them 2 or 3 of their reports and you lay them out on the table, the reports almost look exactly the same. And attorneys will pounce all over this because it's easy pickings. And they will cross-examine somebody. And if the fact finder, the jury, or the judge feels that this expert witness is not doing original work and is actually doing the same thing over and over again and coming up with the same result, that could seriously impact the credibility of the expert witness. So what should an expert witness do when they're writing a report to avoid this kind of cross-examination? I'd say a couple of points. Number one is try and cut down on the standardized language in your reports if possible. As Jim mentioned during the demonstration, there are times to use standardized language, but don't overuse it so that the report gets overtaken by standardized language. Make sure that the standardized language fits this case. And a third thing, and most important thing, if you're going to use a lot of boilerplate standardized language, what I'd recommend is that you break it up into sections and incorporate facts about the case throughout the report so that someone cannot pick up your report and show you page after page after page, which is standardized language which you've taken from other reports. Jim, what resources does SEAK provide to expert witnesses to help them with their report writing?
All right, we have a number of things that we do. First, if you go to testifying-training.com and you click on free resources, there's a number of things that you can download there, which I think experts would find helpful. Secondly, we've published a book, How to Write an Expert Witness Report, which is available for sale on our website. Thirdly, we have a number of seminars that we run each year for experts on expert witness training. If you wanted to get a list of those and what's coming up, go to testifying-training.com, click on the seminars tab, and it'll show you what's upcoming. And fourthly, for those requiring the highest level of service, we will work one-on-one with expert witnesses to help them improve their reports. We generally do this in a couple of ways. The first way we do that is experts will send us their reports and we'll critique them and show them how to do better in the future. But another thing that we do, which is extremely helpful, is we will actually help expert witnesses write their reports in a case at hand, and that can really help them deliver the highest level product. So visit us at testifyingtraining.com to learn more, or give us a call at 508-457-1111. We'd be happy to help.